to MediaMix. It's just two of us this time.
Hey.
Because, nobody likes us.
Apparently 1.8 thousand people liked our short video of us stolen TikTok on our...
Did they like it?
Or
Or
nobody
they did not
liked
like
it?
Or did they? They didn't
yeah,
like it, but they watched it.
Nobody watched it.
Watched. We got 1,800... no. Yeah, 1,800 views.
I don't know what we're
How is
doing
this?
now.
This isn't even, topical, because, it's a stolen... It's literally just a copy and paste
Hey, we got a
TikTok
subscriber from it, too.
we found
So
from TikTok.
we got a subscriber. Somebody subscribed.
Did we? We're at like 200 something.
Bullshit.
We're at 219, bro. We were at 218, and then now we're
Well,
at
hey,
219.
new subscriber, if you're watching, appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy, because we're talking about Nope.
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 I thought we were talking about Gray Man.
No, this is
Oh,
Nope.
You're kind of just...
Nick never watched Gray Man. I'm the only one here who watched Gray Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Oh, I was in the process. I was on track to finish it, and I was like, "Okay, we're all ready to. We're all gonna watch Gray Man. We're all gonna
just
do Gray
finished it
Man
anyways.
tonight." And then, we could have met later, but that's fine.
I wanted to get it done.
I did Nope, and we're doing Nope.
Give me
so.
1 second. I want to look at the analytics. What are you talking? We got 29 likes on the short.
No way.
Yeah. On our stolen video. Dude, that's so funny. Wait, what?
Like-
It's saying it was shown, the impressions and the views, they're two different things. Impressions is how many people YouTube shows the video to, and then views
Yeah.
are actually how many people clicked on it. It's saying we have 1.6K impressions and 1.8K views. How does that even make sense?
I don't understand.
I don't get it, but
It's probably bots. Who knows?
I mean,
How would a bot watch? Alright.
I don't understand how it works.
YouTube.
You have to.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'll take it. Not complaining.
Did he even source where he got it from, or ask the person?
I don't know.
We might find a lawsuit coming our way.
Or did
Dude,
he,
if there was
hashtag the movie he got it
lawsuits-
from?
If there was lawsuits about that, literally, I want to say more than half of the world's population would be locked behind bars because everybody
Yeah.
steals other people's content, dude.
Yeah.
And plus, then whenever you take a TikTok video, I don't know if you ever noticed, but it has the little TikTok thing that flashes all over the screen. It gives the username of the person as well. So technically, yes, there is credit given. So we're good.
I mean, plus, if they sued us, what money is there to take? We all work minimum
We,
wage
we
jobs
own nothing.
that gets siphoned into all
We
of our
have
streaming and
nothing.
entertainment services. So it's you're just squashing squat.
All right.
Also,
a
I've been
roach.
trying to.
Which one of you dislike the video now?
I've been trying to work with those streams that we have. They're so finicky for some reason, and we may have to restream because for some reason, I don't know why, but the audio is ass.
Yeah,
Probably our
'cause
mics.
We
We have
just
like
had
4
headsets.
different mics,
Ugh.
and I have to figure out. I'm gonna test it a little bit, but luckily, okay. To be honest, streaming is easy to capture. It's literally just boop, and then press a button, and then we record. But at the same time, it's still a pain in the ass. Yeah. So
Dadgummit.
I just want new games. I get it. Fall Guys is a new thing now, but there needs to be some sort of new game for us to at least play all together that's worth it. And there's nothing that's coming out, or at least nothing that's coming out soon.
Well, there's always a new Call of Duty that's coming out every single year.
What is the new Call of Duty?
Washed up game of the last.
Modern Warfare 2 remastered? Or no,
Is that
it's
what it is?
modern. It's Modern Warfare 2 sequel to Modern Warfare. That's not a remake, but I don't know. You know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $70,
Yeah.
fucking $10 extra on a AAA game that's half as good as any fucking indie game on Game Pass.
I know. Let's get to Nope though. All right. I just gotta go out on a limb here. It's not really a limb. This movie was just out of pocket. It was
Oh
great.
yeah, incredibly out of pocket.
Incredibly out of pocket, but it was great. It was.
I never saw because Peele didn't he also direct Get Out?
Did
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
he
did.
also directed
He did Get Out and Us.
and Us. Yeah. I haven't seen. This is my first Peele movie, so this is like.
I guess it's mine as well. I
guess,
never watched Get Out.
Someone I could kind of compare it to, like director wise, would be like Robert Eggers, like The Northman or the Lighthouse. It's a very like unorthodox, like process of directing. You know.
It's cool. It's nice because
production.
it's different. You know.
Yeah,
Like-
it's definitely different.
You know, we go to the movies recently and we see kind of like the same thing, like the same format. You know.
Same cliches.
Yeah,
and
same cliche.
tropes.
You know, catchy, annoying, stupid one-liners and cheesy jokes and stuff like that. But like,
my hammer.
yeah, this movie was like,
Jesus Christ.
this movie was just good. Like it, you know, it had a different style of like film. You know, like remember how like the flashcards would come up after every like major scene would happen.
Yeah.
And it would have like a note saying like what the next, or I think it was just names of horses, but
It's
like
kind of like chapters.
Yeah.
It was like names of the different animals, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it
one of
was-
them was Gordy. The other one was
no,
Jean
Gordy
Jacket.
was the, or yeah, but Gordy was the
monkey.
monkey. And
Jean Jacket was the weird alien
alien.
animal and whatnot.
And Ghost and
Ghost
Lucky,
and Lucky.
Rip Ghost.
Yeah, Rip Ghost. Didn't deserve it.
So yeah, let me give a little quick breakdown of this movie real quick because Nick here, who's behind the camera, actually hasn't seen it, and I doubt he's gonna go see it.
And
so.
we really want to spoil it for him.
I wanted to see it.
Well, it's
I
getting
really
spoiled for
did.
you anyways. That's what this podcast is about. So basically, it's just a where are they? They're in Hollywood, right? Like
Yeah,
they're just
Hollywood,
outside of
yeah.
Hollywood, and their like great grandpa like was the first one to film like a live horse race or something like that, or use
Yeah.
horses for like movies or something like that. So they're kind of famous for that.
Like the first ever man in
Uh-huh.
like film ever.
Yeah, but like nobody ever, nobody really knows who it is. Like it's not a famous thing. It's just a cool fact.
Yeah.
And then like flash forward to now, like the great grandson and
Yeah, basically just follows the
Yeah.
story follows the great grandchildren of that guy.
pretty much they're like kind of failing. Like they're constantly having to sell the horses and like rent them out to places and stuff like that because they can't really make ends meet.
Well, it's really just the guy, and the
the
girl's
sister
kind of like the
sister's on her own, and she's like basically her side hustle is the family business.
yeah.
And she does like literally well she's said to have done literally anything else, but obviously we see her for the entirety of the movie because
Mm-hmm.
she's a great personality added to it. Like the son is very very like mellow,
Yeah, reserved.
very reserved,
cool-headed.
straightforward, funny, but just straightforward and like
Yeah.
cool. And then like the sister is like just this crazy like free spirited animal that like says whatever's on her mind and goes nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alien is basically just eating horses for like the past 6 months, and when I say alien, it's a alien. At first we see it looks like an alien spaceship.
Yeah, it looks like a UFO.
Then it turns into a giant jellyfish-looking, weird Pokemon-looking thing.
It's like just like
Like a big jellyfish with a robe on it. It's or a dress.
bowl-like dish
It was
shaping
cool.
wet napkin head ass.
It was
alien.
cool. Like I don't know, like the shots of everything was just like really good, like
Yeah.
and like the whole premise of this movie was them trying to capture the alien spaceship on video so they can sell it and make millions off of it and have money. That's the only
pretty
reason why
much
they're
it.
going back, other than the looming threat of the alien like constantly like killing first animals, and then it gets angry because they fed it a fake horse and it got it got it stuck in the alien or something like that. So now you could see the alien by the ribbons that were hanging out from the bottom of it every time it would fly by. Then it started terrorizing the humans because it wouldn't give it any more horses. And and there was a couple different storylines going on in this too. There was obviously the main one with them trying to get a photo of the alien ship. And then there was the side story of the guy who runs the amusement park, who's in the children's show with the monkey
Gordy.
which was very gruesome and
So at first it seemed very like out of place.
yeah, like remember how they were showing us
'Cause none of that story was ever shown in the commercials. It was
No.
totally focused on the core story
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the movie.
like Nick, you know how you know how in the beginning of movies, some of them like they'll have like all these like different production teams and like editing teams and stuff like that, and they'll have their like whole little like animation and logo pop up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the movie's starting, and it's not. It's just like some little animation. You're like, okay, now the movie's starting,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's not it. That's what I kind of thought. That's what this was too. Like, because in the very beginning of the movie, right after like the all the little edits of the production teams and studios and whatnot, they had this clip of like a monkey that had like blood all over its face, walking around like a set with like flickering lights and like nobody's talking and. And then it sits down and like slaps the party hat off its head. And then like
here's the interesting thing about the intro, because usually movies, the way they do it, right? They roll all the different production tidbits or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the movie starts. But in this, as soon as you see the Universal logo start playing, that's when the movie starts.
Yeah.
And that's when it starts to like build this sort of atmosphere where it's like you think it's a sitcom, and then a balloon pops and things go south. Like,
well, you don't
really,
know that
really
yet.
Quick.
You don't know that yet.
You don't know that yet, but you can kind of picture that. You can kind of just put that together, just while the production cards are still playing.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to dead people
Yeah.
and a monkey covered
Well,
in
you
blood.
don't. You just kind of see the legs of a dead person.
Yeah,
and then
you just see
the monkey
people
covered in
cowering
blood
behind the production seats.
Yeah. No, everybody was dead. I thought.
No, they were just like kind of hiding behind the seats.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were all dead.
No.
I thought
like everybody on set was dead.
Yeah.
And people sitting in the back seats of the studio were kind of just like.
It's crazy because like, and they took two different, because that storyline, it seemed when we were like looking at it, it was like, why are they showing this to us? This is like has nothing to do with like the movie, like the alien or whatever. It's just a monkey going crazy and killing people. But then it obviously it ties back in. That's something I haven't really seen before. Kind of like two outlandish different storylines, and like it ties in. Like that was the whole reason why the owner of that amusement park was like kind of like nutty in the head, and like why he was
giving horses to the alien.
Yeah, and also,
which kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
No, it does not. Like, I don't get it.
After a traumatic experience, you feel like someone would turn to drugs or, become a criminal or something along the lines of normal, not feed an alien horses that you stole, probably.
I have a couple questions about that too, because for one, how was he doing this for like 6 months? Because it was 6 months since when the alien first started showing up, and I think that's when he started feeding it.
Didn't he say like this happened like every year or something?
Was it? Or maybe it was like.
I think so. Yeah, he was like.
Regardless, how the hell did he do this for this long and have an audience and like somebody not go to the police or something and be like, bro, there's like an actual alien here eating horses.
That also doesn't make sense too.
Like
did he just up until now do it in secrecy, or did people?
Like how do you keep that secret too? It's a giant alien ship that like is not really that good at staying stealthy. Like it's kind of semi good at it in the beginning, but then in the end it's just like.
It's like, yo, what up? I'm here.
You look at me, you die. Yes, how do you keep that a secret? And two, like, was he using horses that entire time? And if so, was he just constantly getting horses from the farm and they're just like, man, where are my horses going, bro? Every time I give it to this guy, they're gone. Or was the whole deal is like that he was selling the horses to them, and like.
Yeah, I think that was.
Maybe that's what it was.
Because I remember, like, they go to his office, and they're like, yeah, so we're trying to buy back some of the horses that we gave you.
Uh-huh.
And he's obviously dodging the question and trying to, like, blow it off because he doesn't have the horses. He fucking fed them to the alien.
Yeah, is that why he was entertaining the daughter so much and, like, talking to her about...
Yeah, because he was, like, trying to dodge the question and trying to avoid making a deal that he couldn't,
Yeah, obviously.
Appalled.
He's feeding the horses to the alien.
Yeah.
Lucky a G, though.
Yeah. I guess there doesn't really need to be a whole lot of reasoning behind why he's feeding horses to the alien. The core story itself is interesting enough, honestly.
It is. It's really interesting.
It's a very entertaining struggle. Because all the characters are very endearing, in my opinion. So, like the relationship between the brother and sister.
Mm-hmm. It's strange, but it makes sense.
Like, I didn't like the sister at first. I found her to be kind of annoying, but
me too. Especially
as the movie carried on, I kind of found her more and more like, likable.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of get where she's coming from and how the dynamic works between them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the horses aren't like her main gig, but towards the end, she's still willing to go out of her way, like put herself in danger just to like help her brother out.
Yeah,
because they need that money they need the picture to get the money to help the horse company keep going on, right?
Yeah,
they just need a little jump start.
No, yeah, definitely.
And then the cable guy. I found the cable guy was really fucking funny.
Yeah, cable guy was great.
I love the cable guy.
Super funny. He's like your typical like, I don't know, like scary movie guy. Like, how he runs inside and grabs a knife and goes and hides under the table or something like that. He's like, they're coming for me. They're coming. And then like the daughter is just like kind of just standing there like, what's going on? While the alien ship is dumping the blood and guts of like 25 people on top of the house.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That scene was really weird.
I gotta say the one scene that I just hated in this movie was when like the alien ship like came and like sucked all the humans up, and like you just see the humans like going through that tube, in the ship, like the tight tube. You know what I'm talking about? Like, hearing like churning noises and like blood getting dropped on top of them as they're like getting pushed up a tube. Like, I hated that.
Well, I didn't really hear anything because I was covering my ears.
Yeah, that's another thing. That was
loud as fuck.
That was loud.
That's like my only complaint. This movie is fucking loud. Bring earplugs or something, because
maybe because we just saw it in IMAX.
I didn't know. It's probably because of IMAX, but I didn't know movie theaters could get that fucking loud.
Oh, dude,
it was insane.
Yeah, that was not cool.
No, it was not.
We literally it was like a concert. We had to cover our ears for like half the things. It was not because it was scary. It was just so freaking loud.
It's like you have a nice movie, right? And then half of it is just.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how it went. So yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And
then there's the creepy cameraman.
Yeah.
With his windy camera.
Yeah.
Likes to record animals killing each other in his spare time.
I think in his main time. And then like, I don't know, he's like, his whole life was about getting that perfect shot. And he like goes to the top of the mountain. He's like, I'm gonna get the perfect shot. And then
that makes
dies.
no fucking sense because they have the shot.
They have the perfect shot.
They have the shot. They have footage of the alien.
He even made them redo it during Golden Hour. Like, he made them stand out there longer than they had to just so we can get a shot like in Golden Hour. And then he was like, I gotta get another one. He takes his like handhold twisty camera.
Or some shit.
Yeah, he takes his handhold twisty camera and then he walks up the top of the mountain. And he's like, "Hey, come over here!"
Yeah,
he's sitting there,
the face shot.
Yeah, whining at the camera as he's getting like absorbed into like the freaking alien's anus.
I hate that. Like the movie could have just ended there, and that'd just be obviously that'd be bad writing, right?
Yeah.
But they had to continue it somehow. How do they do that? Make the guy just go up the fucking mountain and die.
Yeah. Bro, also that scene with the TMZ guy, that was so funny, dude. That was so fun. He went there with a chrome bucket on his head, and like he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here? I heard there's aliens." He's like,
"You don't want to be on TMZ?"
He pulls out his phone. Like, "You don't want to be on TMZ, man? Are you sure you don't want to say anything? Okay."
Fucking
he hops on his electrical scooter and zooms down in the middle of somebody's property. And
like
then,
what happens when a motorcycle going 60 an hour hits an electromagnetic field, and it just like goes Wilhelm scream.
The motorcycle just stops and he flies off.
What killed me was like the silence after he fell, and he goes, "Ah!"
No, it was even better is when they went over, or like when the guy like finally made his way over to him. He's like, "Hey, you okay?" He's like, "Why don't you have a camera?
It's like, why aren't you recording?
Why aren't you recording me?
Where's my camera?
Where's my camera? Why aren't you?" It's almost like Jordan Peele was like put him in there just to trash on TMC and paparazzi.
I bet that's it.
Just to display them as this like annoying monstrosity.
Yeah, he did not have to be there, but he was.
Because they tortured that man. Because when he flew off the bike, he had a couple of his like hands and legs were like bent in the direction they shouldn't be, and then on top of that,
arm was completely like ribboned. Mm-hmm. It's like in ribbons.
And then on top of that, he just gets sucked up behind the ghost thing and dies.
And I feel bad because the brother was really trying to help him. He was like, "Listen, bro, I'm trying to save you."
He's like, she's like, "Shut up and get up." Like, I'm trying to help you or whatever. He's like, "Bro, where's the camera? You need to be filming
and
this."
It's like, you can only do so much for stupid people, right? So he's just like, "Fuck this."
He's like, "Sorry, bro."
Sorry, bro.
Just ditches him to die.
That was hilarious. Oh my god.
It was so good. It was so good. That was my favorite part of the whole movie is the TMZ guy just getting trashed on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ending too, where like she gets the really cool shot out of the picture well.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like that in real life though is like, do you see how big those Polaroid pictures were?
Yeah.
That can't be cheap for like each one of those Polaroids.
It's like them. Those can't be edited either. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's another. Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody out there could like maybe do it, but like still.
Nah.
Still, like that, I don't know.
Can't Photoshop a Polaroid.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then, I mean, again, the whole time I was thinking, like, they're living in the modern times. There is Photoshop out there, like, like I wonder if that'd be a huge concern when they go to release these photos. Everybody just be like, bro, it's fake. It's fake, bro. It's all just Photoshop.
She Polaroided a picture of a computer screen.
Yeah. Of a prop or something.
The premise of the story isn't completely concrete in any way, but it's still like, I say it a lot, but it's serviceable.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely like, we all know obviously Jordan Peele is the director and Jordan Peele is a comedian, he's I love Key and Peele, dude. Like that's one of my that used to be one of my favorite things to watch as a kid. It's just Key and Peele skits. So obviously there's a lot of humor in this movie.
Well, it wasn't a lot. I feel like this movie kind of balanced it well.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of humor in like a good way. Like it was a scary movie, but they didn't like ruin it with like cheesy, stupid jokes or something like that at like the worst times. Like what was really funny was the scene where he's in the indoor like horse area and like he's getting he encounters like the people dressed up as aliens. Before, like, right in the midst of, like, him trying to uncover this whole alien thing, like, he has no idea what's going on. He's, like, slowly walking backwards, like, filming these little tiny, like,
he's
human
like,
creatures.
No.
Yeah, he's out. And then he'd be like,
fuck this.
Yeah, nope. And then he decks one in the face, and it turns out just be some, like, 4 kids trying to prank him for stealing their horse.
I honestly thought it was aliens, though.
Me too. I was like, bro, what? Like, this is crazy. And then, it's just the kids.
Yeah, the humor is done very well.
You come to think of it, those kids got sucked up and killed when the alien came and massacred everybody. And what was up with that one lady who was sitting there? Like, remember when the thing blew and, like, she had, like, just this really, like, scarred and effed up face? You remember that?
I think that was the lady who got fucked up by the monkey.
Was it?
Probably. That's the only explanation I can think of. Why she looked so fucked up.
That might be.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's the because he was saying like, oh, it's the love of my life, or not the love of my life, like my crush since like for 30 years or something like that. Is when he introduced her.
Maybe
and, like, she waved. Maybe it was like the sister on the show.
I just can't remember, like, I can't remember what her name was.
I don't know either. But,
Oh, well. Other than that, like, I don't know. I feel like we've run out of stuff to talk about in this movie.
I just gotta say, like, to bring it back to that whole scene with the monkey, like when they actually showed what happened, like that was creepy. Like it was creepy, but it shouldn't have, like they made it creepy, but it wasn't really like supposed to be creepy, I guess, you know? Like
Yeah.
I guess for anybody out there who's didn't watch the movie and is listening and just wants to listen, or even Nick sitting behind here, I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
It's a sitcom.
Yeah.
So the kid was on when he was a kid. And the sitcom had a monkey, and I think the monkey was like the brother or something like that, but it was just like
they adopted him, obviously.
yeah, it was like an adopted chimpanzee, and there was a couple of different of them, and like, you know, they were all like, they would all switch them out or whatever. And this particular episode was like the second season. It was a birthday party they were throwing for the chimp, and you know, they're all making their jokes, and then like a big present comes out, and they're like, oh, I hope he likes this present, and then like opens up, and like 5 or 6 balloons float out of it, and you know, everything's calm, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden one of the balloons explodes, and that loud noise just set the chimpanzee off, and he just goes on a blood-filled rampage and just absolutely like he had to have murdered like the dad, like the dad ran off into the kitchen. He started like wailing on the mom first, and like she's on the ground.
Was that the mom?
Yeah, and the daughter too. Like they were both kind of there, and he was just kind of like pounding on both of them. And then he kind of like, and then the dad runs out from the kitchen. He's like, what's the monkey's name again? Gordy. Yeah, he's like, Gordy, calm down. Gordy, stop.
Gordy, stop.
Gordy, please. Gordy, it's me. And the monkey's like, ooh, ooh. And then runs towards him.
What a fucking great description. He was like, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, he's just going nuts. And then, you know, meanwhile, more balloons are popping, so it's just sending the monkey like off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the dad runs into the kitchen, and he's kind of trying to play like, you know, Ring Around the Rosie around the table with the monkey, you know, trying not to die. And then it kind of like the camera like, you know, goes away from the kitchen, and all you hear is, you know, the dad like pleading for his life as he's getting like beaten to death and his face like ripped off, and then these loud like chunking noises too, as like the monkey's trying to eat him or something.
He's like eating his face.
Yeah, and then the monkey comes back out, and then the wife is like still whimpering, and he goes and, you know, finishes either. I don't know if he finishes the job, or if, you know, or if that's actually like the wife in the very end of the movie. Don't know. And then the kid, like the amusement park director when he was a kid, was in this show, and he's hiding under the table, just, you know, scared.
Yeah.
And you know, the monkey's like kind of like, he's in front of him, but he doesn't see him at first, and then the monkey like sees him, but he's not as crazy anymore because the balloons have stopped popping. And the monkey like walks on up to him and is like staring at him, kind of crazy, and the kid's like sitting under the table, like, you know, shivering. 'Cause he's, you know, he's either gonna get his like face ripped off, or the monkey's gonna leave him alone. And then the monkey just kind of like reaches out his hand to like give him a fist bump, and then they shoot the monkey,
and then boom,
he dies.
monkey dead.
Yeah, monkey dead. See, I can see why it's a pretty traumatic experience for the director guy.
Yeah, I can see why I made him want to feed horses to
Yeah,
the alien.
that something like that
I
would
can empathize now.
mess me up for life too. I'm pretty sure. So
I liked how the alien died. Just sucked up.
It's kind of cool.
Glen.
It was
exploded.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
Mm.
Very smart on the sister's behalf, but very interesting to say the least.
Also, it didn't really make sense the end where it was like, so she kind of drove off with the dirt bike, like leaving her brother behind, facing the alien. But we don't see, like, they don't show anything, that nothing happens between him and the alien. So it's like,
No, the alien's chasing after her.
so what was the guy doing then? What was her brother doing?
I don't know, but she just drew him away from the brother. Maybe she kind of like knew what she had to do, or it was kind of like a last minute thing. But yeah, she drew him away. Because remember, like, you know, she was trying to get outside of the zone of the electromagnetic dead zone was, you know, constantly approaching her, as she's like, you could see the wiggly people, like, you know, die as she goes by them, you know. So yeah, there's that. But I don't really know what to say.
I think. How long has it been? It's only been like 37.
It's
probably been like 30 minutes. I think we can cut this down a little short.
Sure. I've said what I need to say. I like the movie.
Like the movie?
Yeah, I definitely say I like the movie.
All right. So out of 10, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 9. I thought it was very well put out. You know, like I said earlier, like it's different from like the movies that I've been seeing in the theaters recently, which is nice, and you know, pretty much different than like movies I've seen in the past too. Like just the way the film style, the characters, you know, the humor in like the right times.
Yeah.
It made the movie good, you know. It's like this is what he came out. He's like, this is what the movie is, and I went and watched what the movie as for it is, and it was good for what it was. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I liked it. I probably won't give it a. I'm not gonna give it a 9. Like, it is different, and it's definitely like a good, you know, breath of fresh air, considering all the movies that come out recently. But it doesn't do anything particularly special or groundbreaking. It's kind of it's just a really good movie.
Yeah.
Because from what I know I haven't been talking, but from what it sounds like, there's a lot of this taken from other movies. I mean, to be fair,
it was inspired from another story.
With a lot of movies that have been out, there's obviously, it's difficult to make a movie that isn't reminiscent of something else. I mean, obviously the whole like the UFO like throwing blood and guts everywhere, that's from War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole like chimp attack scene is I mean, I can't find anything like that. I guarantee there's something, but like it sounds reminiscent.
Like any
but
animal disaster movie.
Yeah, but like
Rise of the Apes.
but like if you think of it like obviously that, but like everything else that has come out in the past few years is just, I think it's just because it's just been Marvel. I think that's the problem, is that as people we have
watching way too much Marvel.
Yeah, I think as people, Marvel has just been at McDonald's level, where like people will eat it because it's McDonald's, but you really know that you shouldn't be eating it right now because it's just not good. I will say, as far as other movies that have come out, I'm looking forward to Bullet Train.
Yeah,
that is one that I actually saw the trailer for, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to watch that.
Hopefully we can do that one next week and everybody watches it.
You know, I'm gonna be the one who says I'm not too excited for that movie.
Why?
Just looks like a typical, like, I don't know. Doesn't look like anything special.
I know, but it's directed by the same guy who did John Wick, so it's gonna be visually.
I'll still watch it. Maybe if change my mind, then I'll change my mind. But
yeah, I'm not expecting any like a crazy awesome story or anything, but it should definitely look and feel like a cool action movie.
I thought there was a movie that I was like really excited for coming out soon. You can keep talking while I look.
What, you mean Minions?
It's already out, dude. What do you mean?
But yeah, so I guess yeah, it can take from common tropes and whatnot. It does take inspiration from other movies. But it does direct it in a way that feels fresh, and you know, it feels very unorthodox. It's not like a traditional production that you usually see in movie theaters. So it's kind of nice to see another movie like that, like kind of like Northman in theaters. I like movies.
You're stuck on that movie.
I really like Northman, and I'm sad we never did it for a podcast.
Sad I never saw it.
Well, HBO Max.
True.
Anyway, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It was a really good movie. I just can't bring myself to give it a 9. I feel like that's, I don't know. I just don't feel right giving it a 9.
You're exhausted, Nick. You need some sleep.
I'm tired.
Our rating is going to be an 8.5 for this movie. It's kind of in tune with what the non-legitimate raters gave it.
Raters.
Why do we always do this? Why do we always like give a really, really close rating to like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb?
No, because sometimes we don't. Like sometimes we're like, man, this movie was awesome.
Okay.
And like Rotten Tomatoes is like, Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 82%. IMDb gave it a 7.5, and
Yes, but
Yeah,
most Jordan Peele movies are. I think the thing about Jordan Peele movies is I don't want to say they're all. You can't say they're all the same, but they have similarities between all of them. So like they're not they have a what's the word I'm looking for, a style that is very reminiscent of each movie. So I think the thing is that it's a style that movie aficionados kind of like gravitate towards. So it becomes one of those things where it's like he came out with something new that nobody has done before, and like, yeah, to be fair, Jordan Peele has been really the only director who has come out with movies that like are horror based or have horror tropes that are scary that most people will look at being a really good movie. Most horror movies don't get that. Yeah. Like, not even The Conjuring got that. Conjuring is a good horror series, but like people put it in the pile of it's a horror movie, so it's really not that great, which is the unfortunate thing. So
those people are just pussies.
Yeah, with Jordan Peele, he can get high dollar actors such as Steven Yeun, and he's the only one who's coming to mind because I didn't watch the movie, but I saw him in the trailer and thought Glenn.
Yeah.
Or Invincible, depending on which you watch. But you know, you get that ability to watch a horror movie and people not take a crap on it for being a horror movie. So
yeah, like Get Out did really fucking good.
Get Out was good.
It was
Even
like,
Us was good. I watched the whole thing on a plane.
Like it was like unanimously liked by everybody who's watched it.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But with that said,
dude, I just gotta say real quick, I love reading Rotten Tomatoes critic consensus they put on movies, because they're always so like sophisticated and like, you know, like, oh, like we are educated. Let me read the one for this movie.
What do they say?
Admirable for its originality and ambition, even when its reach exceeds its grasp. Nope adds Spielbergian spectacle to Jordan Peele's growing arsenal.
Spielbergian?
Dude, I like
spectacle?
One of these days I'm going to come up with my own elegant consensus, like Rotten Tomatoes. I'm coming for you.
Nolinian.
It's going to be even more elegant.
They're Christopher.
The Nope movie has lethargy of Sam Raimian movie.
Because I've read others on this podcast, and they've just been like the most like outlandish and like sophisticated sentences I've ever read in my life.
I think that's something that I always think of is like you have critics that have probably never worked on movies or have never worked on a movie set, so don't understand the amount of time and effort that go into it. But at the same time, there's people on the other side who work on movies who have never been a critic before, who don't understand what people will like out of a movie and proceed to make garbage.
Yeah.
I think that's something that like you have to be both, which is an issue because that means that like there are legitimate, there's actors who are critics, and that shows because their acting is incredible. Christian Bale is a critic, and he, you know, but like I don't know, somebody must have slipped him like a bunch of money, because when he was at that like they must have had him at gunpoint, because when he was at that Thor Love and Thunder thing, he's like, I know I don't usually seem like I'm happy, but I'm having a really good time. And it's like, no, you're not. You hate this movie.
You're just succumbing to the cheesy jokes.
Can I read the one for Bullet Train real quick? Because they gave it a 54%.
Really?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bullet Train's colorful cast and high-speed action are almost enough to keep things going after the story runs out of track. See what they did there? Track, Bullet Train.
They're funny.
Rotten Tomatoes, dude. You're so good.
Like they wrote Thor: Love and Thunder.
These cheesy lines.
What did they give Thor: Love and Thunder?
Let me find out.
Thor: Love and Thunder was pedantically dainty and eccentrically posh with all
They give
of
it
its
to 65%.
cock and ball jokes.
Did they really?
Yeah, let me read the consensus.
I'd like to know that.
In some ways, Thor: Love and Thunder feels like Ragnarok Redux. But overall, it offers enough fast-paced fun to make this a worthy addition to the MCU.
Oh, shut the fuck off.
What is that?
That's literally
sucked.
It's literally saying, like, you know, it was kind of just Thor, you know, it was Ragnarok, but, you know, they didn't work as hard.
The audience consensus is way better on this movie.
How much?
It's Even though Thor: Love and Thunder's constant silliness makes it hard to invest in one of the more serious sides of the story, there's still plenty here to enjoy. Like, I agree with that complete first part.
What's the rating?
78. They give it a higher rating than Rotten Tomatoes. Like, Rotten Tomatoes, they give it a better consensus but a lower rating, and then the audience gave it a higher rating but a lower consensus.
I feel bad because this podcast has just become like shit on Marvel. No,
And
it's not.
Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not shit on Marvel.
Shit on
It's
Marvel tomatoes.
it's us going. It's you going. The movie wasn't that bad, and then Nick going, it was meh, and then Zach going, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That movie was really good, and I really enjoyed it. And then I'm meanwhile in the
That is a
corner
kind of
slicing off my toes and fingers because I don't want to be able to press my phone anymore to pay for these tickets anymore. Like, I paid $25 a month to watch shitty Marvel movies. That's why when Bullet Train it came out, I was like, you know what? That's a movie that I can go on like an off day that like I have nothing else to do, and I can either go with Alex or my dad and go and watch a movie. That is what Bullet Train is. It might not be like perfect, and that's what Nope is. But like Marvel, like that's torture. You have to make me watch that. I have to watch that for this. I don't choose to do that.
Not anymore.
I make myself do that for the sake of I have to come here and give my opinion on it.
Yeah. I feel like the way you described the dynamic between the four of us, like, it's the same as that meme where it's like, I'm itchy, I'm tired, I'm hungry, pussy. It's the exact
And
same
on that,
vibe.
we end the podcast, everybody.
Yeah, so 8.5 for Nope. It was good. Go watch it. Even though we spoiled the whole movie for you, have fun. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks so much for watching.
Let us know what movies you want us to do, and bye-bye.